Welcome back. All right, so news of the day video for all you fine people on the internet. I also have a couple of boards made up for videos tomorrow, including a retired player video for one of the players who's on the board. Not Michael Stone, though. Stone, a bit of a surprise today. Decides to retire from hockey rather than keep playing. He was a free agent, but he's decided to stick with the Calgary Flames organization in a player development role. So that's good news for Stone, of course. There's some job security there. He can absolutely teach guys how to take a wicked slap shot. I wouldn't mind a couple lessons from him myself. But yeah, so Stone is going to be in player development with the Flames. Kudos to him. I'll make sure that I don't put Stone retires, or else Vegas fans will, well, they'll panic. So anyways, yeah, that won't be in the title for the video. Promise. Anyways, which you would know because you've clicked on the video to come in. You'd be like, oh, Stone retired. Why didn't you put in the title? Because I don't want to panic Vegas fans. Dylan Sandberg, who's starting his career, he has signed a 2-year extension with the Winnipeg Jets, $1.4 million per season. I think Sandberg was really good for the Jets last year. I think that is a solid signing for them. So it took a little while for Sandberg to become a regular with the Jets, but he's done well since getting there. And yeah, so he's got 2 years now, $1.4 million per season for him with Winnipeg. Adard has signed an extension with the Philadelphia Flyers. It's a 2-year, $850,000 per season contract. It's $175,000 in the AHL this year. It's a one-way contract next year, paying him $925,000. So it averages out $850,000 between the two. But yeah, so Adard gets himself a contract extension. Absolutely reasonable. No arguments there. Kind of boring when there's nothing to argue about with the signing, isn't it? Patrick Hornqvist has decided to retire. So yes, there's a video incoming. I've already got a board made up for that. So look forward to that tomorrow. So Hornqvist, one of the, he really, in the way he played, reminded me a lot of Holmstrom. So Thomas Holmstrom for Detroit there. And so Hornqvist, nice long 15-year career, retiring and definitely a hitter, went to the dirty areas. And it's a shame that he's had to retire, but his season was cut short this year, and we knew that retirement was a possibility, and there it is. Interesting news. So I talked about Zadina and whether or not he would get bought out. And people pointed out, hey, on Cap Friendly it says they can't buy him out because... and this is something I'm sure the Red Wings are aware of. However, they're putting him back on waivers. It'll be unconditional waivers to terminate the contract. Now, Zadina could fight this and keep $4 million of his money. However, he's leaning towards not fighting it and just giving up that money, and he's going to be a free agent, and he'll be free to sign whatever he wants after that. So, for Zadina, I admire him for that. I admire him for being willing to give up the money and go somewhere else where he's going to be wanted. So, we'll see what happens with Zadina, where he ends up, but clearly his time in Detroit is done. Also, 22 players have filed for arbitration. There have been previous years where I've gone through all the players filing for arbitration. The reality is maybe 2 or 3 end up actually going to arbitration. So it's a process restricted free agents go through where they sit down in front of an arbitrator, the team sits down with them, and the team argues why they shouldn't be paid what they're asking for, and the player argues why the team's being cheap. That's basically the brunt of it. So these hearings will be from July 20th to August the 4th. There are 22 players who have filed. I'm guessing at least 20 of them end up resolving it before we get to arbitration. So don't panic about Swayman going to arbitration. I think this will get resolved between he and the Bruins relatively quickly. And yeah, so the arbitration process is getting rolling. The one thing is, of course, if an arbitrator, say, gives out $2.5 million to a player, the team can walk away from that contract, but then that player becomes an unrestricted free agent. So there are a lot of reasons why they don't like going to arbitration, both player and team, and there we go. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.